Coming up on Mornings on the Hill, get ready for a once-in-a-lifetime experience. The solar eclipse is just a few days away.
They're all about potential eclipse weather we'll have come up later in the newscast. However, before we get to that, there could be a return of a wintry mix to the 315. You hear about all that and more coming up on Mornings on the Hill.
The polls are now open for the 2024 presidential primary in the state of New York.
All that and more coming up on this edition of Mornings on the Hill.
Good morning, I'm Patrick Smith. Thanks for joining us for Mornings on the Hill.
And I'm Dipanjali Sharma. Here's a look at today's top story.
Our top story this hour, our campus will be right in the middle of once-in-a-lifetime event next week.
SU will be right in the path of the total solar eclipse next Monday. And while everyone wants to have their eyes on this special site, the Department of Public Safety is reminding students to observe this eclipse responsibly.
The DPS encouraging students to use those special eclipse glasses on Monday during the partial phase of the eclipse. Ordinary sunglasses won't be safe enough precaution. DPS also warning about potential traffic jams in the area with an influx of people coming to central and northern New York to view the eclipse. The partial eclipse begins at 2:09 on Monday afternoon with totality beginning at 3:23 and lasting over just a minute.
Now let's have a look at your weather forecast.
Thanks, guys, for that eclipse weather. We're projecting clear skies besides the obvious eclipse. High 50s and low 60s with the proper amount of cloud coverage so you can get a good view of that eclipse. Now, currently, we're sitting around 40 to 45 degrees with a decent chance of rain starting at 12 o'clock. Once that rain starts, it'll be raining all day and night through midnight. Now, that rain will bring cooler temperatures, low 40s, high 30s, and higher wind, getting up to about 20 miles per hour. And with that rain, it can get up to 35 miles per hour tonight. Now, there's no Jim Harbaugh outside taking the last bit of Michigan relevancy to the NFL, but definitely some raining on the parade going on. Patty, back to you.
Thanks, Josh. Last Friday, the SU community celebrated the grand opening of its new substation on Marshall Street.
Zatazia Duffy joins us live to tell us more.
Walking down Marshall Street can feel quite ominous at certain points in the day. DPS wanted to enhance its coverage of the area for several reasons, the main three being to provide the community with a safe space to report any incidents or suspicious activity, to access or have important access to safety strategies and resources, and also a way of allowing students and staff to get to know the DPS staff.
Members of the community, alumni, and visitors gathered outside of the DPS substation to take photos and share in the excitement of a new location.
And so our hope is this very visible presence of our DPS personnel will make this an even safer spot for everyone in the community.
DPS Chief and Associate Vice President Craig Stone credits the support of Chancellor Kent Suvarud and the Vice President of Student Experience, Alan Grove, for the opening of the substation.
This is a marquee area. This is a place where a lot of our students, faculty, staff, visitors, and alumni frequent. So it's going to help us enhance our community engagement, be a visible presence to deter and prevent crime from occurring, and respond to issues, quasi-life concerns, and those type of things, and open door to the community, and be able to answer questions and assist people.
Assisting and supporting are exactly what they will do. For Mornings on the Hill, I'm Zatazia Duffy.
The race for the White House continues with New York State holding its presidential primary today.
The candidates President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump secured the Democratic and Republican nominations. Back in March, Onondaga County election officials report only 1,200 early votes so far. They say they are not expecting a high turnout for in-person voting. If you'd like to vote, polls are open until 9 p.m. tonight.
Apple has recently stripped excitement with the release of the new Vision Pro headset. This is yet another device that lures users into fully or partially virtual computer simulated worlds.
With the launching of this new product, our reporter Kristen Lilly explains what extended reality, virtual reality, and other realities are and their uses in the real world.
Around extended reality has surged once again, not just in stores, but even here on the campus of Syracuse University. But this opens the door to a broader discussion. What are these realities, and what's causing the widespread excitement about them?
Virtual reality creates a completely digital environment for immersive experiences like playing a video game and feeling like you're physically there.
Augmented reality adds digital images to your real surroundings. Imagine searching for a tiger online, and then like magic, seeing the tiger right next to you in your room.
Mixed reality blends digital and physical worlds, which is what the Apple Vision Pro explores. With just a pinch of your fingers, you can move around objects in space. The Extended Reality Lab at SU aims to use this product for study.
Well, I got the Apple Vision Pro primarily for research purposes. It's actually brand new, literally brand new, just got it 2 days ago, and I'm still figuring out how it actually works.
SU is embracing extended reality.
We now have different classes that are actually designed in ways to tell immersive storytelling, which combines both VR, AR, and mixed reality. And so there's courses where we actually teach the content.
Courses that take storytelling to the next level.
What we're working on right now is playing around with hyper-realistic humans and metahumans, and we're using facial tracking and body motion tracking to be able to have the metahuman move just like a human.
The main attraction of these realities is the ability to escape the world you're in. And for some students, it's what's drawn them to Syracuse.
I actually applied to SU because of this lab.
And these types of immersive technologies are anticipated to expand across curriculums at Syracuse in the future.
Are you seeing, right now you probably should just be seeing the Apple or something?
And maybe even for journalists like ourselves. For Mornings on the Hill, I'm Kristen Lilly. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Kristen. Our weatherman Josh Crawford is very busy guy today.
Yeah, along with reporting on our forecast, Josh is also covering spring football practice at the Ensley Athletic Complex. Let's take a look as Josh hit the road this morning.
This is my view headed to SU's indoor facility for A15 practice. If you've never been to Ensley, their practice facility, it's a pretty impressive space. Anyways, it was only the second day of pass for these guys, and I was excited to get my chance to see some of the more crucial transfers Coach Fran added, including Zed Haynes and Jackson Meeks from Georgia, and Texas A&M transfer for Dill Diggs. We get to view the first 25 minutes of practice. Then the SID politely kicks us out until 10:15, when we get to come back to interview players and coaches. There's Mike right there. This week, we got to speak with tight end Dan Villari, wide receiver Trevor Pena, Jackson Meeks, and tight end coach Michael Johnson. They're not always super exciting. There can be a lot of cliches and coach speak, but Jackson Meeks raised some eyebrows when he suggested that Aronde Gasson, a first-team All-ACCer in 2022, could be as good, if not better, than Brock Bowers, Meeks' former teammate and a projected top 10 pick in the upcoming NFL draft.
So both night teams catch everything that's thrown to them. Both night teams, they both very smooth in their route running. You know, they're both really great players in my eyes. And if I'm being honest, I feel like if OG didn't get hurt last year, he probably would have been a top 20, top 10 pick this year. So just being able to play with him is just a blessing.
New Golden Boy quarterback Kyle McCord also had high praise for his new teammates' football IQ.
I think just the way he moves and the way he understands the game, I think he sees the game from a quarterback's perspective. He understands coverages, understands the man he has to beat his, whoever's guarding him zone, finding the fat of the zone, sitting down. And, it's rare to have a guy like that who's that big, who moves that well, and who understands the game like that. I think that's what makes him so special.
With the franchise era often running in the 3-1-5, come fall, we'll know for sure if Coach Brown can walk the walk with Dart. I'm just glad to be able to witness it all.
A monster truck show will be returning to Syracuse this weekend.
Our reporter Katie Nader has more.
Monster Jam is back in the JMA Wireless Dome this weekend. Guests can see monster trucks competing in speed and skill this Saturday, April 6th in the Dome. Setup for the event will begin today and continue throughout the week. Organizers say doors for Monster Jam will open at 1 p.m. on Saturday or 10:30 a.m. for customers who have purchased a pit pass. Tickets are required for those 2 years old or older. You can purchase tickets for the event at monsterjam.com. For Mornings on the Hill, I'm Katie Netter.
Coming up on Mornings on the Hill, winter tries to make one last comeback in central New York.
And the latest update on Donald Trump's legal troubles. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to Mornings on the Hill. So, Bonji, the weather in the past week, it was nice and sunny, but now we're kind of taking a turn.
True, Patrick. I have no idea why it's going to rain this whole weekend, but we have Josh Crawford with more.
Thanks, Dipanjali. As you can see, thanks to you both. We got a couple weather-related things to talk about today. Honestly, right first, the eclipse next Monday. We're expecting partly sunny skies and mild temperatures, which will be perfect for viewing this once-in-a-lifetime event safely. We're also talking about another winter storm, which may arrive in portions of central New York tomorrow afternoon and evening. However, right now, we're getting off to a dry start to our day. It's 46 degrees right now, but it feels like 41. Our humidity is at 56%, and winds are less than 10 miles an hour. The big changes come our way tomorrow with rain and possibly snow. And as a native Southerner, I'm not rocking with the snow. That's right, snow, whatever. But as you can see, it's going to be a raw day with temperatures in the high 30s and mid 40s all day long. I don't know how y'all are out here with y'all shorts on, but that's none of my business. The hilly areas of central New York, the rain will come down as snow, with half a foot possible in the Tug Hill region. That's where winter storm watches are currently in effect. Now, backing out to the 5-day forecast, you see the rest of the week in congruence with Eclipse Day. We're looking at a few days of crummy weather before it gets to more spring-like temperatures. That's when you can bring out your shorts and maybe sit a little bit up on the hill up top of campus at the tail end of the week. And then on Monday, which is the day of the solar eclipse will happen about 3:30 in the afternoon for those wondering. We're expecting a nice day on the hill at SU with partial sunshine. That is, until the sun blocks out the moon, obviously. So guys, this'll be my third solar eclipse since I've been alive. First one to upstate New York, so it's gonna hold a special spot for me, obviously, with the rest of the Syracuse community. But if you do want to view it safely, there are a variety of different ways that you can do that with eclipse glasses and things like that. But for the weather, that'll pretty much be holding and get the maximum pleasurable eclipse viewing experience. Dipanjali, Patty, back to you guys.
Thank you, Josh. Iran has pledged to retaliate after accusing Israel of striking the Iranian consulate in Syria and killing 7 people. According to Iran's foreign ministry, the Monday night attack killed 2 high-ranking commanders in Iran's elite revolutionary guards. This strike indicates an escalation in tensions over the war in Gaza. AFP reports that Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, declared on his official website that Israel will be punished for the attack.
And Israel now taking responsibility for another strike that left 7 aid workers dead in Gaza yesterday. The strike killed workers of World Central Kitchen. This caused the charity to suspend delivery of vital food into Gaza while hundreds of thousands of Palestinians are on the brink of starvation. Earlier today, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said the military carried out the, quote, unintended strike.
Former President Donald Trump has posted a $174 million bond in his New York civil fraud case.
This will prevent the seizure of his assets while the case is under appeal. A state appeals court reduced the amount from $464 million and ruled last week that Trump and his co-defendants had 10 days to post the amount. Coming up on Mornings on the Hill, SU men's lacrosse took a road trip to Indiana for a top-ranked clash with Notre Dame.
And a surprising transfer departure for SU men's basketball. Those stories just ahead.
Good morning. I'm Zach Prees with your Orange Sports update here on Mornings on the Hill. Let's get things started with some men's lacrosse. The Orange walked into South Bend over the weekend for a top 5 clash against the #1 nationally ranked Irish. Let's start things off early. Orange trail by 3. Jackson Birtwhistle whistles one, bottom left, gets the Orange back within a score. Now, Orange swinging it around the horn. Michael Leo, the beneficiary of this, slashing to the net, finishes down low off the bounce. Now we head to the second half. Owen Hiltz rocketing one past the top goaltender in the land, Liam Entenmann, to cut the deficit to 5. Now, final minutes. Orange need a comeback, but the Irish, big save, Will Mark. He says no. Now defense to offense on the other end. Jake Stevens looking to pull the Orange within 3. He does, but the comeback would fall just short. Orange lose 14-12 and fall to 9-3 on the season. Syracuse has just 3 games left in the regular season, beginning with a trip to Cornell tonight in what will be a nationally ranked matchup. Now from the turf to the hardwood. Basketball season is in the past for the Orange, but the transfer portal, it never sleeps. Yesterday, sophomore forward Malik Brown entered the portal. Brown averaged just under 10 points a game for the Orange. He scored a career-high 26 at Duke on January 2nd, so it's a big loss for the Orange. Going into next season, he averaged also 7.2 rebounds per game, so he does a lot on both ends of the floor. Going to be tough to lose him. So, Mike, you talked about a little bit of ball on the collegiate side. You know, MLB season's in full swing now. What have you seen from the New York-based teams?
Well, one's very happy with their season so far. The Yankees, one of the best teams in all of baseball, 5-0. An explosive offense. Juan Soto looking like one of the best players in the game. The Mets, though, they're just not off to a great start. Don't have a win yet so far. Just lost to your Tigers last night. And really, it's not been a good first week for the Mets. You knew they weren't going to be the class of the NL East, but it's been a very disappointing start. Their offense just nowhere to be found.
Yeah, they've been far from the class of the NL East. You know, I'll gladly talk about my Tigers in a second. I'll give you a chance to, what do you got to say about the Phillies so far this year? What have you seen from them?
It's 4 games in. I'm not going to completely overreact to this, but at the same time, you hope to see some more improvement. We've seen the song and dance before where they said this year's going to be different. They're going to come out of the gates hot, and it really wasn't that case. I mean, you cannot come out that flat against your division rival to open the season. 2 straight games where the bullpen just completely imploded. Aaron Nola just signed to a big extension. He didn't look very good on Saturday, so definitely some early worries for the Phillies squad. But your Tigers, though, they're looking pretty solid.
Hey, I hate to do it to you, but you know whose bullpen hasn't been imploding? 17 innings pitched, 1 earned run so far. Detroit, baby. Detroit sports coming back, hoping the Wings can make the playoffs too. For now, that's all.
Yeah. Still to come here on Mornings on the Hill, a 101-year-old from northern New York is celebrating her birthday in a special way. We'll tell you how just ahead.
Finally this morning, we are already told you that next week's total solar eclipse is a once-in-a-lifetime event.
But it takes on an even more special meaning for one northern New York woman who happens to be turning 102 years old on this eclipse day.
I didn't want to live to my birthday. I wanted to live to see this. And I guess I'll make it. It's not too far away.
And this isn't Dot's first rodeo either. She saw a partial eclipse all the way back in 1932.
So Patrick, do you have any plans for this year's solar eclipse?
Not really. I mean, class got canceled on Monday, so that's fun. So I'm kind of looking forward to that, and it's going to be really cool to see.
That's right. That's definitely a huge bonus. I don't have plans myself as well, but I've heard that they've got events at the quad. Do you have those special sunglasses for solar eclipse?
I don't have those glasses, but I need to get those because else I'm going to get blinded.
Same. I need to get them those as well.
Well, that is going to do it for us this Tuesday here on Mornings on the Hill. I'm Patrick Smith. Follow us on social media.
And I'm Debanjali Sharma. Thanks for watching The Orange Nation. We'll see you next Tuesday live at 10 a.m. right here on ODN.